You know, there are many of us who come to seek readings, thinking that the reading will give us a complete and utter plan of what's going to happen within our lives. I would question the value of such thoughts. And many of you may think, well, hold on, isn't that what a reading's for? To tell us exactly what's going to happen? I would say no. What is the point? I could put a plan of action together to say to somebody, this will happen on this day, this day, this day, this day, this day. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this great big long list of things that may come to fruition. This whole point, this whole life plan. And I would say, what's the point? Surely is it not better to go out and experience for ourselves what may or may not come to our lives? So rather than have this great big journey set out before us, let us instead explore. Some things may be good for us, some may be not so advantageous. But lest we take the time to explore for ourselves, then how do we know? So for me, the reading I'm giving you today is merely signposts on a map. Here is the map of infinite possibilities. Which way would you seek to go? Do you wish to go left, right, up, down? This is what the cards will tell. They will show you possibilities, but ultimately it's your choice. When the river of life meanders down the hills, through the valleys, towards the sea, does it go straight? I doubt it. Unless it's a canal, which of course is man-made. I dare say someone will say, well, actually there is a river that goes dead straight. Then I bow down to your superior knowledge. But in my experience, rivers tend to meander. And maybe tributaries, little rills that don't seem to go very far, if at all. And you think, well, what's the point of going down there? Again, it's experience, looking, searching. But at the end of the day, that river will move through life nevertheless. It will not stop. And my dear friends, nor will you. Each day you wake up, you take a breath. You walk out, do what you must do. And at the end of the day, you go to your rest. And so the cycle continues in your river of life, until at last your tale is told and we close that book. The river has reached the ocean. But how can the river reach the ocean? Unless it courses forward on a bit of an unknown path. That is the essence of a reading for me. And on that note, my dear friends, let us continue with the reading itself. Today I'm using the Starseed Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell, the lovely artwork by Daniel Noel. I never ever read the instruction book, whatever better word. I don't wish to be influenced. I wish to merely interpret what I see, and you may take this verbatim or not. It really doesn't matter. As we always say, we're obliged to say, for entertainment value only, of course. But I like to think that this may be pertinent to all of us. The first card I'm going to come to, we call this the Courageous Peony. It's a beautiful card. It's a very soft, feminine energy. And I want to say to you right now, think of the virtue of strength. And what will probably come to mind will be, the strength of power, of muscle, of might, of weightlifting probably, or a supreme man in physical peak condition, or lady, of course. And that is probably the perception we have, or the strength of a lion. Beautiful, strong creatures. And whilst, of course, this is an evident fact, I would allude as well to a more softer nature. Look at that peony. That is an ultimate symbol of strength to me. As you may think, well, come on, Gary, it's a mere flower. What do you think it takes to produce that flower? Does that tiny little seed, when it became first into existence, show tremendous perseverance to absorb the rays of the sun, the rain, to spread forth, to take the strength to come through the ground, to take the succour of the sunshine and the roots below, to build the strength to aspire to the lofty heights of the sun coming in, enduring hardships of fell winters, ravaged by insects and pests, not to say being under the threat of the human condition. But still the peony persists, grows foliage, until at last it is ready to produce a beautiful flower. And it would be a misnomer to think, well, it's a flower, it has no strength. Please look beyond that aspect. And I would like us to all look into our lives right now and think of what strength is to you. We are all strong in our own little ways. You don't have to be mighty warriors. You could just be getting around each day, doing your job, doing what feels right for you. It requires strength. And I would give you tremendous encouragement and kudos to persist in this most worthy, virtuous aspect. It is not to be dismissed. That, for me, is the courageous peony. That, for us, for you, is what all of us have within us. I come now to this card. The earth pulsing. And it's a beautiful scenery. We see here the mountain, going through the plains, through this lovely valley, and we see the human spirit there on this gentle, soft bed. And we think, yeah, a nice, peaceful state of existence. And indeed, it's a lovely, seemingly lovely picture. However, I would allude to the fact that there is a lot going on in this card, you know. For those lofty heights, those mountains, are rather hard to explore, you know. They'll be buffeted by the wind. Every step could be your last, or rather lofty heights. And one wrong step could lead to misadventure. And we need to have perseverance to find our way through those times. We come to the plains of desolation, seemingly barren. Think of those years, those periods in your life where nothing seems to be happening. And we think, goodness me, we can succumb to ennui if we're not careful. Those endless hours of boredom just sipping away at our spirit into those Groundhog Days. Until at last, we find ourselves going quite straight through a nice verdant pastures, feeling the beautiful rays of the sun upon us and enjoying the magnificent view around us, and leading to this state of, I dare say, nirvana, ultimate peace, ultimate enlightenment. And look at our little friends, the peonies underneath there, getting the strength coming from all those different aspects. Is that not a most wonderful picture? But to find true peace and to know true peace, then at times we must experience life to really hold on to those special moments. And this is what life is. It is the journey. The journey we must all take before we reach the destination. So many of us are obsessed with reaching a destination. We pay no heed to how we got there. And when our journey is done, and we do reach the ultimate destination, you may be asked by God or the Creator, if you wish, how did you get here? And you may think, I don't know, I've just arrived, I haven't paid much thought to the journey. Think of those times when you're on a train journey. Are you looking around you? You're probably there in your paper or scribbling on your phone or whatever you're doing. You're not actually looking at what's going on around you. Try to encompass that on your everyday life. See the beauty. It's all around you. Absorb it. Be part of it. That, for me, is a message of this card. There is one more card that I wish to explore. We have the 7 Star Sisters. No doubt alluding to the Pleiadian energy, which is a beautiful solar system. Solar system? Is that right? I guess it is. A series of stars would be a better word, I feel. And beautiful healing energy comes from the Pleiades. However, that's not really for me what this is about. When I look at this picture, it signifies for me people in their own headspace. Think of it right now as I talk to you from here to the screen. You may see me merely as a 2D linear image, but in 3 dimensions there is all this space in between. This has all an energy of its own. It's all stuff, shall we say. And so many of us are completely oblivious to the space around us. We are in our own headspace. And it's imperative that we take our attention to the space around us. For there lies the potential of infinite possibilities. But you will never find those infinite possibilities if you are forever in this space, with no way of perceiving what's around you. So try to take that opportunity to perceive what's there. And remember, it is only the potential of infinite possibilities. We are indoctrinated from very young ages into what we ought to be. From when you're nascent years, you are being programmed to be a doctor, a baker, a professor, a writer, a bin man, a cleaner, someone in a shop. So many infinite possibilities. And I would say each and every role is a beautiful part of existence. But who's to say that one day that person working on the shop floor may wish to aspire to be an artist? Why not? Why should they not? Why should they not explore the infinite possibilities that's there for them? Why should we be imprisoned in this cage of expectation, of obligation? Is it our true self? And of course, many would quite rightly argue, well, I can't just give up my job and do such and such or go in another direction. You're quite right. Many of us cannot. But if you could, what would you do to make that happen? And here lies in the infinite possibilities. We can be anything we wish to be. But there are steps we must take. And it's not for anyone else to say what steps they ought to take. And not for anyone else to say, you haven't taken that step, that's incorrect. No. They are merely steps that are there, that offer us that possibility. So this is my message for you now with this card. Look to the possibilities around you, perceive them, and think, should I or should I not take that action? Therein lies that possibility. Therein lies that choice. And should you choose not to take that choice, fair play, that's perfectly fine as well. But we have that potential within each of us to aspire to what we truly wish to be. Therein lies the end of that message. So let me recap those three aspects. And I would like to say, if you are enjoying this video, you find this useful, please do take the time to like and subscribe and recommend. It would be much appreciated and help this grow and encourage me to do more. I shall go through these cards once more. The Courageous Peony. Not all strength is based on power and might. Think of the strength that's required to bring those things around you to fruition, to life. Earth Pulsing. To find true peace, sometimes we have to look at more arduous adventures to appreciate peace, to find our serenity, our harmony, a journey to nirvana. The Seven Star Sisters. Think of the space around you. Explore that space and see what's there. Remember, we are only acutely aware of ourselves. Hardly that infinite space that's here in front of us and throughout this universe. I cannot remember the exact figure, but it's something like over 90-odd%, if not more. The area around us is just empty space. But is it empty? Inquire. And get out of your headspace. That concludes this message. Before I depart, I would like to say thank you to each of you who have kept this long. Clearly, the message has resonated with you. And take from it what you will. And I would like now to allude to this weekend, where I will be in person giving readings at this lovely place called the Chakra Centre, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the top of Charing Hill in Kent. I work with tarot cards, runes, which is the old Viking way of giving readings, and of course oracle cards like the ones I've used today. I can't say I'll use these ones, but there is a cornucopia of choices for you to refer to. And remember, when I give a reading, it is to give you a direction, points on a roadmap for you to either observe or not. You always have free will. As well as that, I will also offer healings such as Reiki, angelic Reiki, crystal healing, or perhaps the more esoteric angelic harmony therapy. I do these all in person at the centre. I can, of course, do these distantly, which works for sure, but obviously it's nice to have that in-person touch. And the same goes for readings, of course, because obviously I know that many of you may be watching this on the other side of the world, and clearly it's not feasible for you to hop over the weekend just to see me. Well, maybe you would like to, but clearly probably not very cost effective. So you have the opportunity of contacting me online, and the readings will be something like akin to what I have done today. That is my message for you today. And on that note, I wish you all a beautiful week ahead. May the soul in you shine bright, despite the clouds outside, and ignite the light within you. Be kind, be nice, be joyous, and I wish you all good day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.